Hi folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans. And if you'd like more cartoon news and shenanigans, I'd ask you to please subscribe to my channel. In fact, do it right now so you don't forget about it later. And I thank you very much for that, guys. Today, instead of any kind of news or shenanigans, we have a quick fire review of the brand new Apple TV Plus special, TV special, I guess, For Auld Lang Syne. And you guys told, so I originally watched the trailer of this when it came out, and during that trailer, I did a reaction, and in the comment section, I said, "Hey, why is this called For Auld Lang Syne? This is kind of a stupid name." I didn't understand what the naming scheme was. You guys in the comment section of my video said, "Hey Sandro, did you know that For Auld Lang Syne is the name of that famous New Year's song? You know, the one where it's like, For Auld Lang Syne." You know, so it's that song, the New Year's special song, right? You guys must have heard that in your lifetimes. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little video. Shouldn't be too long. The special was only about 40 minutes long, 38 minutes, I think it was. And spoilers ahead. If you guys don't want spoilers, you should go watch it for yourself. So let's jump in here. Here we go. So here's the plot of this one, right? There's basically three stories. There's like an A story, B story, and a C story. The A story is that Lucy's grandma calls. And you know, in the Charlie Brown tradition, we get the classic, the adults don't really talk at all, you know. Whenever the adults talk, it's like, wah, 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 wah. Yeah, you know, they make those like wah, wah noises, right? So whenever it comes to Charlie Brown, the focus is always on the children and the anthropomorphic animals like Snoopy and Woodstock. So we don't really see the adults too much going on here. Even though it's the Christmas holidays, yeah, you think we'd see more adults, but no, they don't really appear in the special at all. But anyways, yeah, so Lucy's grandma decides not to show up for Christmas, even though Lucy was very pumped up. You know, she wanted to see grandma. She really loves her grandma, but Lucy, you know, she didn't get to see her grandma, and now she has to cope with that. And that's kind of like the main plot of the story. Then we have the B plot. The B plot is kind of Charlie Brown. In the previous year, he never finished his New Year's resolution, right? He never finished any of his New Year's resolutions. And you know, it's a couple of days before the next new year. So he's kind of depressed. He's like, I haven't even finished last year's New Year's resolution. Now they want me to make another one. You know what I mean? So Charlie Brown's having a little bit of a mental crisis there with the New Year's resolution thing. And then the C plot, which is kind of the weakest one of them all, Snoopy and all of his family, his brothers and sisters, and their father. At least I thought it was their father. I'm not the biggest Snoopy, you know, I don't know all the family members and everything, but it seems like Snoopy's father wanted to get the perfect picture for the holidays. So we see over and over again, you know, Snoopy and the gang, he's trying to take a photo and something goes horribly wrong and he doesn't see it, right? So this is the story. These are the A, B, and C plots going on. So let's take a look at what happens here. I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to jump ahead from, you know, scene to scene and what have you. So, yeah, here we have Lucy getting, you know, preparing for her grandma to come. Then she gets the news that, you know, grandma's not coming. We then see Charlie Brown, you know, talking about his New Year's resolution. He gets the door for Snoopy and the gang. So here we go. So yeah, Charlie Brown goes to see Lucy and he's like, hey, can you help me finish my New Year's resolution? And she writes down a list of all the things that he should try and do, and all he has to do is do one of these things and he should be good for the next year, right? So that's the whole Charlie Brown plot, and then we're going to see a bit of Snoopy here. And here we go. Just like I said, Snoopy's dad tries to get the photo. He wants all of the kids there to... I'm assuming it is Snoopy's dad, right? It's not like their uncle or anything. I thought it was Snoopy's dad. Maybe I'm just wrong here. But he wants that perfect picture. He wants that perfect Christmas picture. And... yeah, that's the whole plot of him. And let me get, you know, obviously it's a kid's movie, so of course he's going to get the perfect picture in the end. You know, very cliche storytelling there. But anyways, yeah, so here we go. So every time he tries to get the perfect picture, something goes horribly wrong. Not very important. Then we have Lucy coming down for Christmas, and then she gets that horrible call that her grandma is not coming to Christmas. So now this is the wackiest thing here. This is the wackiest thing. Lucy kind of becomes, I don't know, man. When Lucy hears that her grandma isn't coming, she gets like depressed and angry. And it kind of gave me these like serial killer murder vibes, you know? Is that just me? Did anybody else watch this and be like, oh my God, when Lucy learned that her grandma wasn't coming to Christmas, she kind of like snapped and she kind of like had this murder, like look at the face she's making right here. And the music setting that they went with here, I don't know, it gave it this very like dark, disturbing vibe. When I felt like they were going for depression, right? Like, I think they were trying to make this a depressing scene. Like, oh, she's crushed. She's crushed that little old grandma isn't coming to visit. But holy shit. Holy shit. They ended up making her feel like a serial killer. I don't know what happened to poor old Lucy out here, man, but Lucy did not have a good time. Yeah, they I don't know what they were going with here. You guys got to let me know. Did you feel that they really made Lucy feel like some kind of murderer or like killer vibes off this scene? Because that's what I was getting there. And yeah, so there we go. So it's finally Christmas. Grandma isn't coming, but she has the great idea. Let's throw a party. Even though grandma isn't coming, you know, Linus and Lucy, they end up deciding to throw a party to cheer her up and get her out of her rut, you know, so she doesn't go full serial killer. But yeah, so that's what happened. And by the way, I gotta just say, the animation, this has to be the best Charlie Brown animation they've ever done, right? Like, this is fantastic animation. Wow. What great so I have to give it high points for animation. This captures the Charlie Brown like animation. I honestly love this animation so much that if they went back and redid the animation, try and keep the audio of the originals, if they went back and reproduced every single Charlie Brown special with this animation, I think I would love it. It just looks that good. It really does look that good. You know, I think everybody would love to see the Great Pumpkin King and like some of the other ones, right? Some of the more iconic ones. But absolutely fantastic animation. So I do have to give them quality top points for that. So yeah, here we go. They basically decide that, yeah, they're going to throw a party. Snoopy and the gang are going to do the music. Here we have the dad pulling his camera out of his hat to try and get another picture. The C plot was really weak in this one. I got to be real, guys. The whole plot of Snoopy's dad trying to get a photo was just kind of iffy. I don't know. It was kind of like the worst thing of it. But anyways, they're handing out invitations. One of the things that I was a little bit shocked with how progressive, you know how like progressive everything's gotten in recent days. One of the things that caught me a little bit off guard was, I don't know the name of the kid. Let me look it up, actually. So Charlie Brown, is it Pigpen? I think his name is like Pigpen. Yeah, it was Pigpen. Yeah, so very, very, very interesting thing that they actually included that character. I've definitely seen some people say that this character shouldn't be included because it makes poor people feel bad. You know what I mean? Like, if a poor person saw this character, I don't know. This is just what I've heard from the woke crowd, the left wing. I have no problem with Pigpen. I think he's a staple Charlie Brown character and should stay. But what I've heard basically is that he kind of represents this poor character, and it's a cliche that like poor people are dirty. So they you have this character that just has this cloud of dust. So it's kind of portraying poor people as dirty. I've heard it. I'm really glad that they did not axe Pigpen. They kind of like how Space Jam got rid of Pepe Le Pew. That did not need to happen. Pepe Le Pew is a staple Looney Tunes character, so I'm just glad to see Pigpen here. I really hope they never remove him. I really like that they stuck to the original core cast of Charlie Brown and had no problems showcasing whatever characters that might be problematic. So great to see the Pigpen here. So yeah, they get the invitations. That character, it's the character that always calls Charlie Brown Chuck. I can never remember her name. Peppermint Patty. Never mind, I remembered her name. I guess once you watched enough of these specials as a kid, it just sticks with you forever, huh? So there we go. Snoopy again trying to get that photo. Here we have Lucy and Charlie Brown setting it up. And basically, so why is Charlie Brown helping her? Basically, Charlie Brown wants to get his New Year's resolution concluded, right? By helping out Lucy, he can basically get that ticked off and help her out. And, that could be the end of his New Year's resolution so that he can just focus on next year's resolution, because this is a couple days until the new year, right? The whole gimmick here is that they want to make a New Year's party and do a countdown right here in the hall. And so there we go. The party is getting ready. And now we're getting, here we go. We jump right into the party. Again, very short special. There wasn't very much going on here, but very exciting. And we get to see Lucy being an absolute maniac. She's just a maniac. She kind of is very controlling, So earlier when I was cracking jokes about her being very murderous and psychopathic even, I don't know. Lucy was showing the kind of traits of a psychopath here, very unusual. I don't remember Lucy always being like this, but maybe she was. Maybe Lucy always was a bit of a psycho under the hood. But yeah. So she's very controlling. She wants people to have fun like how she would want to have fun. And oh yeah, the sculpture. What did that sculpture? Oh, I like this. I did get a good laugh out of this sculpture. They tried to make a Lucy sculpture, but it ended up being this creepy. Maybe this is what she really looks like on the inside. She really is just a crazy psychopath with a freaky smile. Oh man. Anyways, so awesome stuff. Here we have the whole they basically. Oh, that's right. The dad kind of left. He kind of decided to go his own way because he couldn't get the perfect picture. It's I can't exactly remember what led up to him leaving. It's been a while since I watched this. It did come out like weeks ago. I'm just doing it as more of a New Year's episode, just for I wanted to talk about it. A lot of the times I watch the trailers for shows and people ask me like, Sandro, what did you think of that thing you talked about? And I never get around to talking about it. So I wanted to make sure that I talked about this special because it was just short and it was memorable and it was great. Overall, it was good. Again, the Snoopy plotline could have been definitely removed. And yeah, Pigpen actually has a suit. So there he is. He isn't poor after all. He has a suit. So great to see Pigpen there again. Lucy, she's having a bad time. This was a very Lucy-centric plot, and she is just having a bad time. Somebody's car is going off. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. Is that my car? Wait a minute. No, that wasn't my car. Okay. Oh boy, it's going off again. Okay. Anyways, doesn't matter. I don't think you guys can hear it. No, I don't think you can. Anyways, so Lucy's party is going horribly wrong. Everything gets destroyed in the end. Oh, by the way, this is Linus, right? I guess Linus decided to play Elton John for this episode, for this special. He decided to go full peacock Elton John right there. And then the whole party starts falling apart. People decide to leave. And even Linus and Charlie Brown kind of just, they wanted the party to go smoothly for Lucy, but it doesn't. Then, what happened? Didn't something fall down? There was like some giant thing that fell down. Yeah, I think I missed that. That was probably actually one of the more exciting scenes in the whole thing. Yeah, Charlie Brown pulls the lever and like all the pillars start falling down. I can't seem to find it. There we go. There's the scene. Yeah, so the whole party kind of gets thrashed and everybody just gets the heck out of there. And Lucy, you see Lucy here on the stage behind the balloons there. You could see that, right, guys? She's very depressed. Her party was a wash, and it kind of sucks. And she makes everybody miss New Year's. the whole party was such a wash that everybody left and they missed New Year's. They didn't get to celebrate New Year's. They missed the countdown. The countdown when everyone's like 10, 9, 8, etc., etc. So yeah, they missed out on that. And that's basically it. So the dad who was about to go on the bus stop back home, he finally gets that photo. It's the cliche ending, where they had to get that perfect photo just before he went home, and then he ends up leaving. No, he doesn't leave. I think he ends up staying to the end, right? Yeah. Yeah, he was about to leave, but like he does get the photo in the end. So there you go. Lucy missed the countdown to New Year's. The fireworks go off. She's very depressed. Her grandma didn't show for Christmas. It's just not a very good look here. So there you go. She missed it all, and now she's depressed. But then Charlie Brown, the knight in shining armor, the absolute legend, he decides to fulfill his New Year's resolution. And he rounds up the whole Peanuts gang, even though everybody calls her party shit. Even though they basically said Lucy's party was shit as all hell. They all round up the gang. They round them up. And Charlie Brown comes downstairs. And she's like, look, everyone, it's Lucy. We love you, Lucy. And everybody's there. And they cheer her up. They basically explain to everybody that Lucy's grandma didn't come for Christmas and she was depressed. So they all come to show up. But, Lucy's still sad. Lucy's like, hey, I made you guys miss the New Year's countdown. But then they have this really heartwarming moment. I thought this is the best moment of the whole thing. They basically turn the clock back. They literally do it. It was so heartwarming. So great. They basically, Charlie Brown, I can't remember who, I think it was Charlie Brown. He basically walks up to the clock and puts the hand back, and they do a different countdown. They do another countdown just for Lucy, because that's how much they mean to her as a friend. That was so heartwarming. That's easily one of the best scenes in any Charlie Brown special ever. I love that. It's so heartwarming. Even though we missed out on New Year's countdown, we're going to do it again. We're going to put the clock backwards, and we're going to do it just for you. I love it. It's special. It just felt so special. And then we do see that the father returns with the family, the whole Snoopy gang here, and he ends up getting his picture. I'm sure. I think that, right here, they take the picture. And, the cliche ending has achieved maximum cliche. And basically everything returns to normal. Lucy. I thought Lucy was going to kiss Charlie Brown or some shit. But no. And then she gets a call from Grandma. And I think Grandma said that she was going to come to visit soon. So Lucy's happy about it now. She's not sad anymore. And that's basically how it ends. Yeah, it was pretty solid, honestly. So I give it an 8 out of 10. I really do. I thought this was one of the more solid Peanuts specials out there. Very heartwarming. It stuck to the original material. The animation was great. I just think the sea story with Snoopy, also the story with Charlie Brown trying to fulfill his New Year's resolution could have been a little bit more exciting, I guess, but whatever. I think Snoopy and the gang kind of like ruined some of the plot elements, and that's why I'm going to give it a very solid 8 out of 10, though. I enjoyed myself with it. Absolutely. You should watch it. I recommend it. You should watch it. You should watch it with your kids. It's a great special. Absolutely. So that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown here, a little quick fire review, whatever you want to call it. Very enjoyable. So that's it from me. Let me know all your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on Lucy being a killer. Lucy just gone wild. I don't know. She was looking pretty murderous there when she went to sleep. But anyways, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please like, please share, and please subscribe for more awesome cartoon news, shenanigans, and sometimes reviews. The end. Bye-bye. Peace out, and have a great 2022. Happy New Year's, everybody. Merry Christmas. The end. Bye-bye.